Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about CIS Benchmark. Let's go to another video to this journey. So to begin with the content, I decided to write everything, all the references in this GitHub repository. So here you can see the first link for the introduction video about my motivations to document everything about this path, this challenge to take that certification. So the second one is here. Obviously, the video is not here yet because I'm recording it now. And this is good because I can use those information in the future. And it's helpful because it's almost impossible to remember everything that we study every day. So about CIS Benchmark, what can I talk about this? First of all, it's a set of guidelines and best practices. This is good because sometimes you provision your cluster on premises or in the cloud, and you do not know if everything is fine, if the default configurations are good. So these guidelines help us to identify all those problems. So let's begin with the PDF of CIS Benchmark Kubernetes, and here you can have access to every topic that the guidelines try to check in your cluster. So we have a code for each one, and those tools tries to scan every topic of this. So let's begin with, for example, here we have a list of all the tools I want to mention in this video. So the first one is Syscat Pro. This is probably a paid software because it demands to become member of CIS Benchmark. So I do not have access to that one to scan my cluster. They've created one called Syscat Lite, but for Kubernetes it's not available. I need to use another tools to scan my environment. So all the three ones are developed by Aqua Security. The second one, Kubebench, Trivi, and Trivi Operator. They are from Aqua Security, and let's begin with some commands using Kubebench as the first reference. So here on my machine, I've created a cluster using kind. I'm using Kubernetes 1.26. Let's see what can we do. Kubebench works with two techniques. The first one demands you to install their binary inside the nodes and run to scan everything on that node. And the second strategy uses YAML manifests. For example, I'm going to use this one, job.yaml. It's a simple job with all the demands to scan the node. So in my case, I have kind cluster. In fact, it's Kubernetes running inside a Docker container. So let's Docker exec. Let's access the context of the shell of this container, and now we can follow my documentation. Let's see here. I'm going to use this one. Let's copy this command, paste. It's going to download the binary. Now I need to unzip, to untar all the files, and finally run that command. If you want to run only Kubebench like this, you need to install using .deb or .rpm. In my case, downloading the tar.xz, I need to pass some parameters. So let's see the result of the command. It returns a lot of informations. Remember the PDF. I have a topic for each component. So it scans if that component is alright. In my case, I have a lot of fails. The good part of that tool, it returns how to repair that problem. For example, this one, the manifest that controls the static pod of API server in the Kubernetes. I need only to add this parameter in the manifest. It's simple to fix a lot of those problems. And now let's try to run using the manifest. I'm inside that repo, so now I have access to that file, job.yaml. So I need to run kubectl apply job.yaml. It's gonna provision one new pod to scan. It's completed. Now I can access the log of that pod. I'm gonna use the pipe last, and now I can see the same result of the other strategy. So it's not so complicated, it's easy. You just need to attend and read the report to know what you need to fix. So let's go on, let's see what we can use. Here you can use some manifests to scan AKS, EKS, and GKE clusters. There are some modifications because in cloud computing, these Kubernetes clusters, you do not have access to the master nodes. So it's simpler, the process. Now let's use the 3V binary. 3V, it's a famous open source software as well. And it's responsible to scan a lot of vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. And it has a component that can scan CIS Benchmark Kubernetes as well. So let's try to scan our cluster. Down here is the command. You can simply copy and paste. It's gonna take some minutes. It's gonna create a temporary pod to scan your node, and it's gonna take a while to create this report. In fact, this first command, it's gonna return a table to identify all the problems, and the second command, it's gonna deliver detailed report. So I'm gonna use both commands. Let's wait some time to finish the command. That's it. Now I have this table to compare and to see what are the problems inside my cluster. But if I want to see more information, I can use the second command. It's gonna create a new pod to scan again. Let's wait some minutes. That's it. Now I have the result, and now I have more information. Now I can see what I can do to fix all the problems. One interesting point here, Aqua insert a link, and they have some kind of control, some number ID to monitor that problem. That's it for 3V. Let's continue and goes to 3V operator. In this format, you're gonna install 3V operator inside your cluster, and now you have this ability to regularly scan your cluster. Here we have three options to install in our cluster. I'm gonna use Helm as an option, so you can get more information on the documentation of 3V operator. So let's install with Helm. It's in my history, so it's gonna be easy to install the software. It begins to provision under 3V operator. It's a deployment, and when the operators start running, it triggers the beginning of a lot of scans. So as all the operators inside the Kubernetes, we are gonna have access in a lot of CRDs to inspect all the problems. Let's take a look here. Kubectl API resources, copy, let me see, Aqua. So I have a lot of CRDs to inspect. Talking about CIS Benchmark, we need to take a look at cluster compliance reports. That's the one we're going to use here. Let's see. I think it's complete. Let's get the command. So let's get all the cluster compliant reports. We have 4, and we are interested in this one, the first one, the CIS Benchmark Kubernetes. Let's take a look at the YAML file. I'm gonna pipe to the last command, and voila, we have cluster compliant report with all the problems. The same ID of the CIS benchmark and the ID of Aqua. It's a great option to follow and to scan your environment. If you want and if you enjoy to use a tool like Lens for Kubernetes, you can see here all the CRDs. So that's the one we want to see, and you can have access to the manifest. They are developing a Lens plugin called Trivial Operator, but unfortunately, we do not have cluster compliance report yet, but other kinds of scans we can access visually using this tool. So the idea is to follow that project, and maybe in the future they are gonna include in the plugin a way to see easily this CRD, cluster compliance report. So that's ends all the topics I want to talk about CIS benchmark. Here in the end of the file, I've inserted some reference used during this video. So for example, Triv and Trivial Operator, they have more details about all those commands and about the CRD we want to use. And if you enjoy the video, try to follow this sequence of videos and to learn a little bit more about Kubernetes. That's it. Bye.